Hey everyone, in this tutorial we're going to talk about how you can connect your preferred SVG editor to Cartoon Animator 5, which will allow you to edit and update your characters and scenes with ease. In this example, we're going to use Adobe Illustrator. Let's start off by selecting our SVG editor and connecting it with CTA 5. To assign your SVG editor, go to the Vector tab of the Preferences. CTA 5 fully supports a number of SVG editors, including Illustrator, Affinity Designer, CorelDRAW, and Inkscape. Simply select the executable file of your preferred software. If you have it saved on your desktop, you can always right-click and select Find File Location to get the directory path, then just copy and paste it into CTA 5. Once that's confirmed, you'll see the Illustrator icon appear in the main toolbar. If we click this button, the SVG Direct Content Creator panel will pop up where we can select the New Object option to create a new project. Now that everything is connected, let's start drawing in Illustrator using this hand-drawn scanned picture for reference. I won't go too in-depth on this process in Illustrator, but basically what I'm doing here is just using the pen tool with no fill and a thicker line to draw an outline. If you want, you can activate the Anchor Point tool to smooth out the lines you've originally drawn, and use other drawing tools such as curvature and pencil to draw as well. You can also use Simplify to smooth out the lines you've just drawn as well, and later adjust the line width on various lines for a different effect. Once I'm satisfied with the body, I'm going to save the project, which will bring up the PSD SVG Save Options panel in CTA 5. Since we want to import it as a character, I'll choose Bone Actor. We will take care of the facial features momentarily. You can continue to edit your character in Illustrator. Here I'm going up to Object and Expand Appearance to convert the line into the actual shape of the effect. We can then use the Shape Builder tool to remove unwanted lines. After I've cleaned that up a bit, I'll move on to coloring with the Paint Bucket tool. Okay, let's hide the body layer for now and use the Ellipse tool to create our character's eyes separately. On a separate layer, I'll use the pen tool to draw the mouth and nose. Be sure to put each of these parts on separate layers so you can animate them separately later. I'll also create a big fat neck scruff that we'll place behind all of the others. Once we save, the results will be updated immediately in CTA 5. To organize things better, I'll create a new layer for the main body of the character in Illustrator, and then move the others to make them sublayers. When I save, it will again update in CTA, and we can then open up the Scene Manager, click on the character which is now just called Default, then go up to the Scene Manager menu and find the source PSD or SVG file, where we'll open up the current default folder. Okay, once we have all that set, let's move on to creating our bone structure. I'll first select the character and enter into Composer mode, and then open up the Bone Editor to start adding the bones. An easy way to create two legs or arms on a symmetrical character is to select the top bone on the limb hierarchy and then use the mirror function. We talk a lot more about creating bone structures in the dedicated tutorials. Once the main bone structure is complete, we can open up the Spring Editor to add spring effects as well. Here our neck scruff bone is actually going to be a parent bone driving the spring effects, while all of the others will be assigned to a spring group and all share the same properties. Again, you can learn more about the spring effects in our dedicated tutorials on the Reallusion courses page. When we're done, we can double-click on the default character in the Scene Manager to rename it. Okay, so our character is done. let's get to work on creating a quick scene and animating it. I already have an SVG scene with multiple layers prepared, so I'll go ahead and open that from the Illustrator icon on the toolbar again. The scene will open in Illustrator, and here you want to ensure that all of your objects are on different layers so that you can manipulate them separately. To do this, simply create a new layer and drag the relevant objects to that layer and name it appropriately. Once you save, you'll once again see the PSD SVG Create option panel pop up, and this time we're going to select Scene so the layers all import as scene props. From there, I can bring my original cat forward in the scene and arrange all of the layers appropriately. In this case, I'm also going to link my cat character to the God hand in the scene for animation later. If I want to group the colors of my background kitten characters, I can take one into Composer mode and use the SVG Group Editor's Auto Color Group feature to quickly group the layers by color. Once I process that and exit Composer mode, then I can easily change the colors of that character and any duplicate character I make using the SVG Color Adjustment tool on the left toolbar. If you're not familiar with this tool yet, please check out the dedicated tutorials on our Reallusion courses page. Next, we can add a simple transform key animation to our big hand so that the linked cat will be able to demonstrate the spring bone effect. For the other cats, there are a number of embedded FFD motions in the free resource category of the Content Manager that you can apply super easily. These are mesh animation presets that can create interesting results on any props in your scene, and they don't need a bone structure. After that, you're all set. The ability to link CTA5 with other SVG editors allows us to create and update our characters and scenes more easily. By utilizing the intuitive animation tools, you can create a quick scene like this in minutes. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.